Hello and welcome to Rooted in Yad, where I talk about what it's really like living in Jamaica so that you can know what to expect and how to thrive if you are planning to make the move here. And today we are getting into what to bring to Jamaica, or what I think that you should bring to Jamaica if you are moving here. In fact, I mean, you could probably bring these things even if you're doing an extended visit or if you're staying somewhere other than like a hotel or a resort, because at that point you're likely going to find these things helpful. And by the way, I have put together, just so you're aware, I have put together a free checklist document thing of the things that I'm going to be talking about in this video, just so that you can have the information easier instead of like taking notes. So if that's something that you think you'll be interested in, the links for that will be in the comments and probably, well, the pinned comment and the description. Okay, and then the last thing I do want to mention is that I do have a couple of life updates. So if you're interested in hearing about my life at all, I'll talk about that a little bit at the end of this video. Okay, but to get started, actually before I even get started, the very first thing I want you to know, okay, if you're moving here, is that Amazon actually delivers to Jamaica now. And there's even free shipping with some of the items. I mean, it may take a week or some weeks to arrive, but the point is that they do deliver here now. So this means that you might not actually have to bring everything that I'm going to be talking about. You can probably buy some things while you're here, so long as you're fine with waiting, which, I mean, if you were to send a barrel, you'd have to wait anyway. So, you know, as long as you're fine with waiting, you can order from Amazon. Now, this is especially great if the item that you're thinking of ordering is under $99.99 US dollars. If it is $100 US dollars or more, what's going to happen is that you're going to be slapped with 100% tax. Yes, 100% tax. And as far as I'm aware, that is going to be like the 100% tax applies to the total of your entire order, not just the individual items. Okay, so if you want items that will cost you $99.99 US dollars, $99.99 in US, you can order it over here. But if it'll cost more than that from Amazon, that is when I'm going to suggest you bringing the items with you. When you arrive in Jamaica, you actually get a 1,000 US dollar tax exemption limit. So I'm talking about these things because how Jamaica works, which is probably different than where you are right now, is that the items coming into the country are taxed, right? In Canada, I don't really have to worry about that, but like here, the items coming into the country are taxed. But as I said, when you're flying in, you're gonna get a 1,000 US dollar tax exemption limit that lasts for about 2 months, which means that if you are sending barrels, they have up to 2 months to arrive from the date that you land. So I just wanted to give you, that information, but now I will get into the video. So I think one of the best things that you can probably bring are like camping related gear. So Jamaica has outages and utilities. I've talked about this before. So I feel like camping related gear does really well out here. I mean, the outages can be more or less depending on where you are on the island, or they can be longer or shorter depending on where you are. Like, for example, I have found that the power outages only really last about a few hours, maybe, like they never last long enough for the food in your fridge to go bad, right? I mean, unless there's a situation like Hurricane Beryl, they never really last long enough for that. The water though, it's not like this everywhere, but where I am right now, it's like this in Montego Bay. It is. So I know in some places the water rarely goes out, but again, in Montego Bay, I find that it goes out more frequently than not. So at the time I'm actually filming this video, we've been out of water from the city for a whole week, for about 7 days at this point. I actually don't know when that's going to come back on. And I mean, for us, we're good because now we have a tank on top of the place. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but we have a tank on top of the place, like it's a 1,000 gallon tank. So we've been just fine. And it's hooked up to the piping. So like we don't have to go outside with our buckets anymore and like fetch water and come back. But not all places are like that. So depending on where you are, like it depends on how the place is set up, right? And this is why I'm talking about like camping related gear, like how it's good for like these outages, because it just helps makes things more convenient. Now for specifically the items that I'm talking about, I would suggest bringing things like portable fans, portable showers, because when the water is out, right, it'll make it easier if you need a shower with a bucket or with a jug or stuff like that. Solar powered lights, or portable lighting, solar powered battery banks, or at least just the regular battery, like, I don't know, the regular rechargeable battery banks. But again, solar if possible, right? Because if the light goes out for an extended period of time, like Hurricane Beryl, you're gonna need some solar powered stuff. And honestly, if you can get any sort of solar generator, I think that would probably be worth it, because on top of, if something happens, again, like Hurricane Beryl, and the power is out for a time, that's going to help you. But also, the electricity is kind of pricey out here. It's kind of pricey out here. No, it's one of the highest, if not the highest, in the Caribbean. Yeah, the electricity costs quite a bit out here, so that can probably help. If you have a solar power generator, that could probably help reduce some of your electricity costs by using it regularly. And then I would also suggest, if possible, bringing some not so stinky bug spray, because like they do have bug sprays here, so it's not like you have to do it. They do have, or you have to bring it. They do have bug sprays here, like Bop and Vape, and I think some other ones. But the issue I have is that the smell is so like overwhelming, and it's so just chemically, and it makes you cough. It's terrible. Yeah, I would suggest bringing that, either that or some, I don't remember how to pronounce this word. I'm going to attempt to, and you're probably going to laugh at me. Diatomaceous earth? Okay, if I didn't pronounce that properly, well, it'll be on the screen what I'm talking about. But like bringing stuff like that, I would suggest or ordering it from Amazon, right? Because the thing is, Jamaica's in the tropics. There's going to be bugs. I've talked about the bugs. There's going to be bugs, and they're going to be annoying. So you want something to kind of combat that. Now, for specific suggestions of the things that I just mentioned, I would actually recommend, okay, I've talked about this before, but I would actually recommend this. You see this portable fan? This is one of my favorite things. It's called Mobile Fan. Like, they could have come up with a better name, but whatever. It's called Mobile Fan. I actually got it off of Amazon. I have 2 of them, and I plan to get probably 2 more. Like, these fans are great. And the thing is, like, it is solar, like you can charge it with solar, but you can also charge it with a USB-C charger, which is usually what we use. But again, you can charge it with solar. And then it also has like 4 different breeze settings, and you may not need to bring a portable light, because look at that. It has 3 different settings for lights. I really, really love this fan. I actually had a subscriber, I had talked about it in one of my earlier videos, and I had a subscriber purchase it. They decided to purchase it. And then they wrote me and they're like, oh, this fan is so helpful. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I recommended it. Like, I've been recommending it to everybody. I love this little fan. Now, you don't have to get this exact one, okay? I'm gonna put a link for it in the description. You do not have to get this exact fan. But I strongly suggest, because it's hot, I strongly suggest bringing a portable fan with you. In fact, that subscriber, so she wasn't staying on a resort, she was staying, I think, in a villa or something like that. The whole point is that she brought it. She bought it, and she brought it, and she was like, yeah, this fan's really, that fan was good. It really helped. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Now, for clothing, you're definitely going to want to bring something, some clothing that's light and like breezy, because it's so hot over here, and you don't really want things clinging to your body because you're going to be sweating. If you're planning to go to any sort of government service or immigration service, though, then you need to ensure that you bring clothing that covers your shoulders and your knees, because you have to dress modestly. In places like these, they have a dress code in effect. So they're going to want you to cover your shoulders, and they're also going to want you to ensure that your knees are covered. Like wearing like spaghetti strap, they're not going to let you in. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but usually they won't. But I also will say, a lot of those places now have very strong AC. They didn't really in the past, but they have very strong AC now. So you're going to probably want to cover up anyway. At least bring a cardigan or something like that if you're going into those places. Okay. Now for shoes, because I don't know if I've heard anyone talk about shoes. Because I was thinking about this when I was coming back here, and I'm like, I haven't heard anyone talk about shoes. But I need to talk about shoes. for shoes, I'm going to very, very strongly suggest that you bring comfortable, quality, waterproof sandals or slippers or shoes. So I think I'm going to put a picture up on the screen of the ones that I got. Now I'm specifically recommending sandals like this because number one, Jamaica has a lot of uneven ground, and if you're going to be moving here, then you're likely going to be walking a lot, and you're going to want to be comfortable, right? So you need good, sturdy sandals that can handle the uneven surfaces and the heat. And don't be like me, because I think the first time I moved here, and then when I had visited and stuff, I had brought these sandals. I had brought a bunch of sandals. Let me just tell you something. By like the end of the month or something, those sandals were talking back to me. They were talking back to me. I had one of them, I think when I had moved here the first time, I had one of them just completely disintegrate. Like the bottom just completely disintegrated. And this is what I'm saying. Just bring quality shoes and bring comfortable shoes. Because as I mentioned, all those uneven surfaces, they're going to be like little pebbles, bigger pebbles. Like you're going to just be walking on a bunch of uneven stuff. So you're really going to want good quality sandals or shoes that are not going to hurt your feet. You really got to think about that. Okay, now the second thing, the second reason I'm recommending this is because, or you want them to be waterproof. You want them to be waterproof because, especially with the uneven surfaces, when it rains, there may be puddles and such, and like if you walk in those puddles, you're gonna want to wash off your shoes because it's gonna be nasty. I'm telling you, it's gonna be nasty. You're gonna want to wash off your shoes, right? Either that, or like you end up having to walk in the rain at some point, and having waterproof shoes are gonna help ensure that your shoes don't disintegrate, or like they don't get embedded with nastiness, and then also when they dry, they won't stink. Because some shoes, see the shoes that the sandals I put on the screen, I know it's for women. Sorry guys, I don't know what to tell you. You guys got enough shoes. I don't know. I feel like a lot of guys stuff is made to be better quality. But anyway, the shoes that I had put up on the screen, those also, I chose them because people left comments, they left reviews saying, okay, I washed them and when they dried, they didn't stink. Some of those sandals, like I think I was looking at Skechers, I was looking at like this, I think the Skechers reggae sandals, something like that. I think it was those sandals. It was sandals like that people are like, yeah, this, like, it gets stinky. You don't want that. So that's why I'm recommending like waterproof sandals if you can. Maybe they might not be the prettiest, but like, as long as what's important is you want your feet to be comfortable and then you don't want them to stink, right? And by the way, just so you know, if you are planning to move here, I'd say like within the next year or two or so, I am actually offering a free 15-minute Jamaica readiness call. So it's just a quick chat to help you get clear on your goals and see what support that you might need. So if that is something that you are interested in, the links for that will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Okay, so that's it from me today. In the meantime, I do hope that you found this video helpful or informative or at least entertaining. If you did, do let me know. But I do want to hear from you, okay? If you're a Jamaican or you're living here, what else do you think that people need to bring, especially on the first trip? Share it in the comments. Share it in the comments. Let everybody know, and share it for me too, because I might learn something. And if you're planning to move here, don't leave without grabbing your freebies, please. Other than the one that I talked about earlier, I do have more freebies, and I'm trying to, you know, constantly create more freebies to help you guys out. I do have a freebie, by the way, that I think would be helpful about, it's a calendar. It's a calendar with the like typical seasons in Jamaica, with the Jamaican holidays, the typical events that go on, and that'll kind of help you plan when you want to come. If you want to come during a busier time when things are up and popping, then you can. If you want to come during a slower time, probably when things are cheaper, then you can look at the calendar and kind of like figure things out that way. And the last thing is, I do want to mention, if you want even more support, I have created a few more resources to help your transition here go even smoother. I have a new thing that I'm offering. You might have seen it in the comments, but this is the first I'm talking about it. A new thing I'm offering is if you are moving here soon-ish, okay, and you would like some hands-on guidance, I now am working with people one-on-one. I will help you one-on-one, and I have a few different ways to do so, or a couple different ways to do so. We can do voice notes. I provide voice note support, so like you can voice note me on WhatsApp. I provide support to you that way, or we can get on a call, a video call, but if you're not comfortable with video, then a voice call. But the point is, we can get on a call, or you can send voice notes. And I'm doing this to help you, you know, move here. If you need hands-on guidance, I got you is the point. So everything is linked below if you're interested in that. Now, if you don't want the one-on-one support, that's totally fine. I do have a Moving to Jamaica starter guide. It is still in early access mode, but you get parts 1 and 2. That's like 50 pages of information, and people have said that they found it helpful already. Multiple people have gotten it and have said that they found it helpful. And it's early access, so it's a cheap price. It's only $10. If you want it, it's only $10. So I have that to help you as well. Then there is the Clarity Workbook. So if you are questioning whether Jamaica is really right for you, if it aligns with your vision, that's what this workbook is for. I actually use it to help me figure out what I want out of life, which is what led me to Jamaica. So if you're interested in something like that, it's only $5. And then I do have a journal. If you're interested in a journal, I do have a journal with the same prompts that I use to help me keep grounded. It's the Grounded and Growing Journal. Sounds kind of cute. And it's printable, so I am working on a digital version, but it is printable for now. So if you're interested in that, it's only $7. And if you're interested in any of these things, the links will be in the comments and in the description. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you being here. And if you like this video and you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss the next one. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, and if you're still here, I really appreciate that. As promised, I did want to share a little bit about like what's been going on with me recently. So as you can see, my hair is different again, and that's because I was finally able to re-lock my hair. I had taken out the locks, like you saw in the past videos, my hair was more curly. I had taken out the locks. I didn't really like the way I did them. I didn't part them correctly. Like I did the back of my head without actually looking at the back of my head. I would not recommend that. So I redid them myself again, but this time I actually did the parts properly. There is, if you want to lock your hair too, there is a YouTuber, Queen Aleem. I will link her in the description. Like I will link the video in the description. She did a fantastic job. It's 2 videos, a fantastic job talking about how to part. She all measured to make sure, like she was detailed. She's good. If you want to do your locks yourself, I would, and you specifically want like information about parting and like the parting space, she's very good for that. So you can check that video out. Now the next thing I do want to mention is that I have moved. You see there's a new scene here? I have moved. I'm officially living in a new place in Jamaica. I'm still in Jamaica, but like I have moved to a new place. My husband and I have been building an apartment for months, pretty much since the beginning of the year. And now we are finally here. We are finally in it. And I'm no longer dealing with like ants crawling everywhere, all over me. I'm no longer dealing with like roaches falling from the ceiling. Like you remember in one of my previous videos, I talked about how I don't even have to think about that anymore. I don't have to deal with that anymore. And I'm no longer renting. I'm no longer, because we built the place, so I'm no longer renting, right? And I have like beautiful views. You can't see it right now because it's dark, right? So you can't see the beautiful view right now, but there's like, I don't know, greenery and trees and stuff outside this window. And it's cooler here, I would say. It's cooler in this place. It is smaller. But as Jamaicans say, little bit of taloa, so it's perfect. It's perfect for us. It's perfect for us. Oh, and remember what I mentioned with the water tank? I mentioned the 1,000 gallon water tank. That is why we have water out of the pipe, right? Because that's our tank. You see, in the last place, the tank was outside on the ground and it wasn't hooked up to the piping. If the tank is outside on the ground, to be hooked up to the piping, like there'd have to be a bunch of piping to hook it up, but then also there would need to be a pump because it's on the ground and it's going to have to travel up a little bit. But for here, the water tank is actually on top because we built this place with a flat roof. We built it like the typical, a lot of Jamaican homes, if you don't know, are built with like, they're made out of concrete and then they have flat roofs because the intention is to build on top, to just like continually build on top. So we built our place here with a flat roof. We put the water tank on top. So now we have water, even though water's been out for like 7 days at this point from the city. Water's been out for 7 days. We've been good. I can wash dishes, I can shower, I can brush my teeth. Like I don't have to go outside with buckets and basins and all that. I don't have to worry about that. I got water out the pipe. So yeah, that's the news that I wanted to share. And also, as you can see, By the way, I have over 500 subscribers now, y'all. If you're a subscriber and you're watching this, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you, okay? I really, really appreciate you. I'm so overjoyed that I even have this many subscribers. I'm still not eligible for monetization yet at this point. Yes, my channel has ads on it. That is because YouTube is going to ensure they put ads on every video and make sure they make their money regardless of someone's monetization status. So I think at one point they were only showing ads on videos that were monetized, but they're showing ads on all videos now regardless. So, but I'm not monetized yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. For me to get monetized with ads, I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I'm not there yet. But that's okay. I got 500 subscribers. I'm very happy. I know, like, you know, that I'm getting more, but I just want to let you all know how appreciative I am. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for you all who, very grateful for you who's watching this. You know, and I really appreciate and value that I'm the one who can help you with your Jamaica journey. Okay, so that is it. I will leave this for now. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one.